big tube.
Open your hands! Yep. Nope. Shut. Hands. Charge your bayonets! Huzzah! Shoulder your arms! Quick march! Turn! To the right! Turn! Next one. Halt! To the left, face! All right. Shoulder, loud. Section will wheel to the left. To the left wheel. Quick march. Oh! Quick march. Pose. Dress. Attention. Present your arms.
The 15th and 16th centuries.
The sergeant's carry.
And the sergeant's carry?
Yes, it is literally just a badge of station.
Alexander's
That is
Island.
all it's for.
The war, very quickly, I forget how many months into the war, they very quickly get rid of that. They
So,
just switch over.
war starts in April of 1775. Howe orders them to get rid of them in February of 1776.
Yeah,
Imagine why.
At least for the regiment stationed in Boston.
because you see those trees?
Yeah.
He likes to get hooked on them. Yeah. He doesn't like it either.
No,
But it's an excellent for dressing the ranks.
it is excellent for dressing the ranks. Though certain
Why don't you
regiments coming to
demonstrate
America did get rid of them later, such as the 54th Regiment, they dispensed with them during the mid-war as they were not in Boston in the period that the 10th is in 75 and 76.
Now, if I were a sergeant and I only had that, I would feel kind of just, I would feel naked. I would feel unarmed, right?
Now you have all these guys.
He's also
pretty
got
good
swords.
guns.
Besides,
No
sir, if you find yourself as a sergeant or an officer having to use your personal weapons
Then we have failed.
in actual combat, things are not going well.
No, but in the Revolution, where they're in the woods shooting at you from a
Oh,
distance,
good.
it's a little different than on
Rubbish.
the open field.
Well, it depends. If where the time we portray 75 and
Yeah.
76, such as the Battle of Bunker Hill, well, there are no trees on Bunker Hill.
True. Every
That's
time
what
they
they
did
did
that, though,
wrong.
the Americans tended to lose.
Yeah, we actually, the Army actually won most of the battles.
Yeah.
9
during
out of the
war.
12 major engagements of the American War of Independence were won by the British Army.
Yeah.
You know who really screwed it up for the British?
Royal Navy.
The Royal Navy.
Royal Navy.
Royal Navy and the
Yeah,
bloody
the Chesapeake
frogs.
there.
And the reason, the big reason that we have American independence is because of the French.
Yeah.
They supplied men, arms,
Spain also, in the Netherlands.
And a navy, by
and a
chance.
navy.
And a navy.
That's the big thing.
Everyone
Well, the
wanted to
big
be
thing was it turned it from it turned it from a rebellion in America.
Do you happen to know what the
into a
largest battle of the
worldwide
American
war.
Revolution is?
Which is the biggest? Let's see what
Don't tell me it's.
He might know.
Saratoga.
It's not even on this continent.
The Great Siege of Gibraltar.
What was
Of the
question?
American Revolution?
Yep.
Interesting. Gibraltar is southern Spain. It's the British base in southern Spain.
That is the largest engagement of this war. It doesn't even take place in the continent.
Were there any Americans there?
No?
Who was it? The French or the
French, yeah.
French, some
And
Spanish.
Spanish, actually.
Mainly Spanish.
Well, man, the
Spanish.
Spanish, they wanted
The
they
French
wanted
tried to
wanted
take
back
Gibraltar back.
Bear in mind, they only lost Gibraltar some 60 years beforehand. So it was relatively fresh in their minds that they had lost Gibraltar not that long ago.
But that is the largest engagement of this war.
The French tried to take the Isle of Jersey. That didn't work out either.
Yeah.
What was the first
They got a
biggest
nice
battle?
painting out of it.
What was the biggest in
That
America?
was
The biggest, the largest engagement in America was the Battle of Long Island in New York, also known as the Battle of Brooklyn. Do you know where Brooklyn is?
No.
That was the
You've
one.
seen it on a
So
map.
Major
Do you know where New York City is?
They wall for American.
Mr. Long Island, would you like to tell him about the Battle of Long Island?
Yeah.
I apparently died at the Battle of Long Island.
Well, he's from Long Island, so he can tell you all about the Battle of Brooklyn.
You're from Long
Yes.
Island?
Yes.
Last
It's still a bitter
So,
subject. You don't have to bring it up.
Oh, say he
so
lived
the
to
Battle
make
of
it
Long
to the
Island
tavern.
saw pretty much the largest massing of soldiers on the continent throughout the entire course of the war. 1777? 76. About 30,000 British soldiers and the like, and German, landed on Long Island and attempted to dislodge the Americans in Washington there. And they fought rather fiercely there.
Yeah, two-day campaign.
Yeah. And the Battle of Brooklyn was one of the major engagements. And the British, reminded of Bunker Hill, were faced with a similar scenario at Brooklyn, and started to basically lay siege to Washington there. And then Washington, with his smart thinking, did the only thing he did really well during the American Revolution, which was retreating.
Actually, no.
And he managed to retreat across
They actually might have been
the
defeated
East
earlier because
River
it would have been
from
right
Brooklyn to Manhattan.
1914.
Which Manhattan isn't like modern day that.
Yeah.
So, you know, there was the southern part of Manhattan where it was inhabited, and then there's also the northern part, which is like more closer to Bronx. And there's some forts there, and the British end up landing. But either which way, the British Navy conveniently failed again. Because they didn't stop Washington crossing the East River, and then they further didn't stop them from crossing over the Hudson. So Washington, great guy at retreating, by the way. And so there was fighting. Yes, but there was fighting all around New York City. It's all built up now.
Great.
So like we're very fortunate to be around here because we have, you know, this time of year there's fighting occurred. You know, the ground's pretty much, you know, preserved.
And that's when the British.
I've been a wild rover for many years. I've spent all my money on whiskey and beer. Listen, but now I'm returning with gold and great stone.